Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're just seeing my beautiful face for the very first time, hi, welcome. My name is Adora and you're watching Life with Ada Beke. Please be sure to like this video, to share this video, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Like, let your friends know that, share the goodness of me, please. And if you're one of my OGs, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for always coming back. Thank you for always supporting me. I don't take it for granted. I do want to let you guys know that there's a new way to support me. YouTube has something called Super Chat and Super Thanks. You can help grow this ministry, move us to the permanent side. So if I've impacted your life in any way, please help me, please be sure to show a little bit of appreciation to me however you can. And I just do know that I truly appreciate all of you who super chat me, who super thank me, and all that good stuff. Those kind of things do help and motivate me to put out more videos and to release more content. Thank you so much. On to the video of today. Video is very much for my international students. Yes, I know I haven't really been putting a lot of international student videos, but I'm doing my best. Please, I'm really doing my best. If there are things you want to know, please put them in the comments and I will try to do videos based on those things that you talk about. But this is a video that I have been asked about, like someone has asked me about it, so I want to share and talk about it. And this video is about ways to work legally in the US. That legally is, that's the key word for today. So as an international student in the US, there are few but opportunities exist for you to be able to make money while you're here in the US. I won't say that money you make will be able to support you as much as possible, but it's something. It's at least a way to earn and put money in your pocket and see something. Okay, so what I will say is that in all of these ways, do try to keep in contact with your international student office. They will be your first point of reference for everything that I'm talking about. They will handhold you, guide you, and if for some reason you don't have a good international student office, that doesn't make sense. Some people in the international student office used to be rude, but there must be somebody there who can guide you through whatever process that you need when it comes to finding a job. The first and most popular way that international students in the US are able to work is through on-campus employment. So international students are eligible to work on campus, but they are maxed out at 20 hours per week. So we are not allowed to work over 20 hours a week, but you can work on campus. So any job that is affiliated with your campus, you can work. Personally, I worked as a front desk receptionist for Student Life. I also worked as an RA and all these, not an RA, RHA. So I had quite a number of on-campus jobs, but do take note that if you're taking on-campus jobs, if you're taking on more than one, the two of them combined, the hours you work for both of them cannot exceed 20 hours a week. There is a caveat though. During the summer, you are able to work a full 40 hours a week on-campus employment. The reason why I suggest doing on-campus employment, at least, when you first come to the US, is because getting on-campus employment is usually the easiest way to get your social security. It's once you get the job, and the thing about social security is like a cat and mouse game. You can't get social security number without having a job, but you need a social security number for the job. However, if you get an on-campus employment and you tell them that you're an international student, they are used to that situation. So what they will do is that they'll give you the employment and hold your spot until you get your social security number. Okay, so for me, I think I worked at the call center when I got my social security. So what I did was when I got the job, I told them, I'm an international student. And so they gave me my letter of employment that yes, that they've employed me. Then I took that letter along with some other documents from that my international student office like helped me to prepare. I took all that to social security office, and then I was able to get my social security number and then actually start working. But on-campus employment is like your go-to. The second is something called CPT, Curricular Practicum Training. And this is an opportunity for you to be able to work, to do what, like we usually term internships, right? The thing with CPT is that CPT, whatever CPT job that you do, has to directly be related to your field of study. What does that mean? I feel like business majors tend to have like the best CPT opportunities because like you can work at anything as long as the business. So like I know people who are business majors that have worked at like banks and worked at like Walmart. Like, you can do a lot like as a business major. But where I utilized my CPT was while getting my master's in public health, I was able to use my CPT to work at a birthing center. Because my master's in public health was like with a concentration in maternal and child health, I did use CPT hours to work at a birthing center. You do want to discuss with your school about whether you could get paid. Sometimes like some international student advisors are like, no, whatever CPT opportunity you utilize cannot be a paid opportunity. Mine was paid. So I've heard of people who talk about like, oh, they said that I could not get paid for it. Usually you're able to get paid for it. That's very wonky because you can take on a paid internship. The only thing about CPT is that it has to be something related to your field. Additionally, with CPT, when you're doing CPT, there's a time frame for it. Like, I know there are people who take time off. Like, so let me say you take your entire fall semester off, right? And then use that whole time for a CPT. For me, I was doing classes and then like doing CPT hours. Again, if you're doing that, it cannot exceed 20 hours a week. So just talk to your international student advisor about like what your CPT hours and stuff could look like, so that when you're discussing with your employer, you can give them a clear idea of what to expect from you and what like they can expect from you. But with CPT, just know that it has to be related to your field, and there are some time constraints as well, just like with on-campus employment. Then the baba of them is OPT, Optional Practicum Training. So OPT is usually 90% of the time, you as an international student, upon graduation from any higher education, so whether that is community college, grad school, bachelor's, PhD, whatever it is, you are eligible to remain in the US for 1 year to do, if you want to, for something called your OPT. So it's just like a year that they allow you to be able to work in the US. Does that make sense? So with OPT, you do have to apply. You can apply, I think it's like 60 days before your graduation date, and then 60 days after your graduation date, something like that. And if you don't apply for OPT within that time frame, like you have to go home because you become out of status. And you can apply for OPT even if you don't have a job yet. So when I talk to people who are like, I don't have a job yet, I'm just like, still apply for your OPT, have the OPT in hand. And then if you like, hopefully you get a job and then you already have the OPT. Another problem that happens is that people already have the job, but because you can't apply for the OPT until a certain period before graduation, then it's like sometimes your OPT doesn't come in by the time you're supposed to start employment. Talk to whoever is employing you about that. Let them know that you've already applied and that you're waiting for your OPT. Sometimes, like the government things used to take time. So just have honest conversations. Like for me, I was pretty honest. Oh, I don't have my OPT yet, that kind of thing. So just let people know about where you stand, so that they are not confused about why you're not starting your job when you're like, when maybe you guys had some kind of agreed start date. In addition to OPT, I forgot something. So OPT is also supposed to be something in your field, but I feel like there's more leeway because you've already graduated. So whereas CPT is done prior to graduation, OPT, you've already graduated. So like there's a little bit more leeway with OPT versus CPT. In addition to OPT, you have your what's called STEM OPT. So STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. So if your degree falls under what the Department of Homeland Security considers STEM, you can file a 2-year OPT extension. So that's just more time. So instead of having just 1 year OPT, you have 3 years of OPT. This is usually helpful for people so that they can have more time to file for like a H-1B visa, which is a work visa. So it's like, I always tell people go into STEM. But some people also think their degree is STEM, but it's not. Nursing is not a STEM degree. I know it's funny. Not all public health degrees are STEM. My public health degree was actually not STEM, but my sister's was and my cousin's was. So it's very, very weird. Like, actually talk to your program. If this is something that's important to you, talk to your program to figure out if like your program is actually STEM or not. Because if it is, then you can automatically, like apply for a 2-year OPT extension. But if it's not, you can't. Sorry. Then last but not least, still on the OPT topic, there's something called a hardship OPT. So this is very, very weird, and I don't have a lot of experience with it, but I know that it's an option and that you can talk to your international student office about it. So this is like you being able to do OPT while in school, because you can prove some kind of hardship, like poverty reasons and stuff. So I'm only just mentioning it because it exists. I don't know too much about it because I've not had experience with it. But if you feel like this is something that could apply to you, talk to your international student office and they should be able to talk you through it and figure out, all the things about it. I know that there are also some time issues with OPT, because some people, if you did too long a CPT, you can become ineligible for doing OPT. So watch your times, like watch how many hours you did things here and how many hours you did things there. Additionally, you get OPT after each degree completed. So if you went to community college and you can do OPT after community college, and then you go to a bachelor's, you can still do OPT after a bachelor's. Then you go to your master's, you can do OPT after the master's. And if you do your PhD, you can still do OPT after the PhD. But the thing is, if you did a bachelor's and then you did a master's immediately, your bachelor's OPT has cancelled. You only now have the master's. Does that make sense? So just continue to talk to your international student office about all these things. But if there are other things that you want to know, like about certain processes about being an international student here in the US that's not necessarily related to medicine, please let me know in the comments. I do check the comments, I do read them, and I do respond. So please let me know, and I could, get some ideas about what you guys want to know and do a video about it, okay? But till the next time, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And if what I've said has really, really impacted you, please feel free to super chat me or super thanks. I really appreciate it, okay? Till the next time we see, I remain your girl Adabeke.